Perfect.
Okay.
I will start in a few minutes then, like 2, 3 minutes.
See who is joining. Hello, big brother. All right, I think good to go. Yeah, 10 seconds. Shall we?
Yeah, we can begin now. Harsh, let's begin. Or
5 minutes, bro. Hello, Ninad. So are we live on YouTube now already?
yeah,
Oh,
guys, we'll begin in the next 2 to 3 minutes. We're just waiting for a few more people to join in. Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Harsh. I'm one of the idealists for the Unfolders Initiative, and it's time that we begin. So this initiative is basically like a series of interviews that we take with industry professionals who work across multiple domains, and where we try to unfold their journey, their lives, their teachings, and their profession for things that we wouldn't find in other places. So that's the gist of it. And before we begin our session, I just have a few things for all of you to keep sure. Just mute your microphones, turn off your video, just maintain the decorum of the session, and we'll be having a Q&A towards the end of the stream. So make sure that you put all your questions in the chat box. We'll try and cover all of them as possible. And with that being said, today the topic for today is cloud, discovering cloud, and getting started with it. And without further ado, I would like to introduce my co-host Harsh Kapadia. You can take forward from here. Yeah, so I would like to kick off this thing. As you said, like there are so many things about Sir that we wish to know but we don't. So the first thing that comes to mind is your path, your journey to where you are right now, what steps you took, and what can we learn from it, and how I would you mind telling us about your journey, Chirag sir?
Sure, sure. So let me start. First of all, thank you, the Unfolders Initiative, as well as you guys for arranging this session. It's always what I can say, a pleasure for me to appear, to talk, to connect with all of the folks, to understand, to share whatever I have learned so far from last couple of years, and how what's my thought that where the cloud is moving and how anyone can start the journey, because few things are very common regardless of what kind of academics background we are coming from. But as we are living in the era of everything is well connected and internet is a necessity rather than a luxury, so it is a very high time to be dig into the cloud to understand where it will fit for a different job roles. So let me start quickly with sharing a couple of slides to set the context, and after that, I believe we can go for the deep diver discussion. And a few house rules, guys. You can drop your question. I will take maximum around 60 to 70 minutes to talk about the content, and after that, we can have a discussion. We can have an interactive discussion. You can unmute yourself however you want. I'm okay with that. And another thing is, There will be some quizzes, so maybe there will be some surprises also. So let's start. Let me share my screen, and after that, screen. I believe my screen is visible. Can you confirm, Harsh? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. Okay. As the context for the topic for today is that how to learn a cloud, what are the value of fundamentals, and what I want to give a title is learn cloud in a right way. Just a more quick about me. I started my career in November 2016 and playing a techno commercial role since I started my journey, and I have co-organizer bunch of communities because communities plays a major role in my career as well as my own self development, which then I am trying to translate into my professional career, that how I can leverage, understand how I can build my skills. As well as I started my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe, and this is my email address. If you are not on LinkedIn, I'm mostly active on LinkedIn. If you want to reach out to me, you can drop me a message on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. But in case you have some queries which you don't want to write me on LinkedIn, you can drop me a mail, as well as my Twitter handle is here. Feel free to connect. Just I would like to set a disclaimer. I'm not presenting here anyone. I'm not affiliate. I'm not getting any kind of benefits from any provider. It's all my own opinion and my own learning. And before started, just I would like to know, like, who the people who are joined, what are their focus? Are they developers, or they are into the MLAI, or what kind of things they are trying to do? So feel free to drop your comments. I will see when I stop the presentation, but would like to set a context that what's for me in this session. So I like a development because being when we start any kind of academics related to computer science or any kind of IT, development come into picture because we have covered most of such kind of subjects in our academics. So what's for me? Surely guys, there is something for you. If you like a purely development, you don't want to interact with any kind of networking or system administrator work or any kind of management of infrastructure, that for the developer, the people who want to be make their career in the development field or want to become a developer, something for you guys also. As well as the people who are who are passionate about network and operating system. By the way, I am passionate about networking. I love networking. I always try to explore more and more how all those things are connected, and because we all are connected, and there are few fundamentals we need to follow while doing the connectivity. So for you guys, everything will be there. I will talk and touch that part. Nowadays such kind of things, whether the data engineer, data scientist, or more and more new fields are coming with the new title and the different kind of job role when we talk about a cloud platform. So I will touch about the data part, as well as the next level of a data when we call about the predictive, prescriptive, and more cognitive things, where the ML AI things come into picture. I will touch on that part. And most important, because that is something we all come across someday in our career, that I am confused what actually I need to do. I don't think that I have taken the right approach to complete my academics, or this academics is not fit for me. But what else? I already started my academics. So such things we have encountered. I will share in my journey. I have also encountered with this question, that what actually for me, I am doing computer science, and what I can do, what are the opportunities out there. So I will cover such kind of things. And again, quick agenda: why to plan the career in cloud. Why we are talking about cloud, that is most important, because I believe cloud is not a new thing. Every day we are hearing cloud, cloud, cloud in one or a different way. So I will touch few pointers on that, and what kind of career opportunities in the cloud. As I showed, like, there are the different roles, as we think while in our academic, especially, that the development is there. We are trying to learn the newer kind of technology, such kind of things like quantum computing nowadays is getting a lot of buzz, and lot of what you can say, the services available and provided by the cloud provider. So what kind of things need to be taken care before talking and learning about the new level of services or new kind of services. And important thing, how to learn cloud. There are a lot of myths I have encountered so far in last 2 to 3 years, so I will try my thoughts around that area. And another big area is certification, because from the last 6 months, if we can see most of the provider make some kind of a discounted and a voucher based certification, and it is applicable for everyone, be it whether you just started your academics or in your first year, or you are in a final year ready to enter into the industry, or experienced person who is having a 10 to 15 year of industry experience. So certification are there, but where it will add value and how you can leverage the value, I will talk about that. And couple of tips about, if you just started your academics, how you can add cloud in your journey, as well as what kind of, if you are going to pass out, and what kind of job strategy you can plan and proceed. I will share the tips around that. So okay, why career in cloud? Because if you see, I have posted couple of links. Most companies are finding it is very hard to find the right skill set with the cloud computing. Doing a certification will doesn't mean that a person know each and everything. So there is always a skill gap, and not small but very huge skill gap is there. As well as due to this pandemic situation from the last 6 months, I believe we have seen that meme on most of the social media, that who start or who accelerate your digital transformation. So there is an option of COVID-19. So you can think about that. We need to adapt a new norm of doing a work culture, and obviously our lifestyle is getting changed from the way, like from the last 6 months we are living. So same is hard skill part, finding a right set of people who is having the understanding about from the fundamental level to the designing a solution to the operational part to the optimization part. It is still hard even in their 2020. I was going through a couple of surveys where it is still mentioned that cloud computing in 2020 also is a hard skill which company needs the most, and it is tough to find. Uh, Apart from that, the second pointer which I would like to share, I am a big follower of reading some surveys. So you can follow, if you understand about the Gartner Magic Quadrant as well as the Forrester Wave. There are many providers who give such kind of a surveys on their annual basis. So I'm a big fan of Gartner reports. More than 80% of IT infrastructure is still running on premises. We are talking about cloud from last 3 to 4 years, and when we see every year a new services coming with some, every quarter some new kind of numbers are released by all those big player in the market. But the whole the number which see, it is maybe just maybe a single digit or nearby 10 to 12%, but more than 80% of IT infrastructure. When I say IT infrastructure, it include everything, not only about a server but whatever the other systems. Majorly all the enterprises are heavily using the legacy system, or we call it as mainframe systems. Time to what you can say, the digital accelerate and move to the newer kind of architecture, because the way we are connecting on a daily basis now, average we have a 2 to 3 devices with us which are connected on internet, and we are consuming the data like anything else. As well as the rise in the job. This is again my personal see that I see from maybe 5 6 years back, there was a very few less title like DevOps was a buzzword even the 5 10 years ago. Until there is something from the day one in a job, it is expected you understand about DevOps or end to end the software development lifecycle, how it is going to deliver, how all those update and patching and rollout is going to happen. So the things are not same when we are talking about a software engineer role coming from any academics background. The expectation is not same. It is now changed. You can compare it with 10 years back any job description from the same organization and their present same kind of what the skill set they are looking for. So that is where the huge job posting where it is included DevOps, cloud computing, because cloud is nothing but it is a add on to accelerate the same fundamentals which we are following from many decades. And again, as I mentioned, there is a huge skill gap. Surely, I will drop this presentation with the organizers, so you can refer the links which are mentioned, and you can read the article, and you can get more insights about where the market trend is going. So here, I would like to talk a bit about the journey. So let me stop because I don't want to show too much of PPT thing, but majorly like what else, like my thoughts, like what you can make some notes. And my request is you can use your the notepad and pen. That is the best way to learn. I found whatever the digital things we are connected, but still the old style things are working in a much more what you can say, the effective manner. At least for me, I'm still a old school guy while learning. I'm not a huge fan of making too busy PPTs, but just to share that how the notes can help, because it will make your muscle memory while you learn. You make the notes and you can write by your own, maybe with your own examples. Not it need to be perfect example, but for your everyone own understanding it. Everyone is having a different way of learning, so you can make a note, because maybe few words which I will share, it may happen that you have never encountered in some words, but maybe later you can search, and that is where the whole journey started. So about my journey is, I'm the same, like I have completed the science background in my high school, and after that the same mindset that okay, after that I need to appear for the entrance exams and do the graduation in computer science, and I got the admission. So I started learning about the computer science and basic about the network programming, especially because in the first and second semester there are some basic subjects of about the network programming. So I started learning from that. But at that time, what it happened, like I got to introduce with the smartphone era, and I was literally wondered that how the things are working, and I encountered a famous application named Dropbox. So when I see that Dropbox is installed on my mobile phone and how it is working, it gave me a curiosity that I need to know that how this thing is working. And I just started searching about like what is Dropbox, what is the whole underneath idea behind this application, and what's their business model. And I landed to a one case study about Dropbox on a website which is known as AWS case studies. So then I got to introduce, because when we talk about Amazon, the one thing, just a quickly on maybe in the matter of a less than a second click in our mind, hey, it's about bookstore or e-commerce. But talking about Amazon Web Services, I was also shocked. Like, what the heck is this? That I only know Amazon, either the river or the bookstore. But what is this? This AWS or Amazon Web Services, and they have a huge bunch of things, the case studies with the big at that time the lot of startups in the early days as well as their growing phase. Lot of case studies were there. So I was start thinking about that, learning, reading about that time. It was a very small, because it was also a very new days for the cloud, at least as per my understanding. So few case studies, few architecture diagrams are there. I got totally confused that what is this. I have no idea that what they are talking about. What is the service oriented architecture, SOA, or multi-tier architecture? Because for a student, it is not expected to know at that time, and I was never encountered in such kind of things. We all know about the computer installing the Windows operating system, and installing a Windows XP is like a matter of a few minutes. And it is what I can do as a hobbyist every week. I don't know why I do, why I did all this. But installing the operating system, it was a very common thing on those days, playing with our own hardware box. But when I encounter to this, it is giving me a different idea that hey, there is something going in this world, and something known as cloud is there. Because again, the cloud is not a new term. It is maybe used couple of decades ago also. But when internet become a ease, so we started getting more and more exploration, because it is giving us the power, and power comes with the responsibility. So I started digging. Then I start talking with couple of my friends as well as seniors. that what is cloud and how all these things are working. And again, even for the experienced folks, it was a new buzz and new thing. So luckily, I can say at that time, my college introduced a program named BizSpark by Microsoft. And at that time, Microsoft also knew in the market, and the Microsoft Azure, which is nowadays we known, it was known as at that time Windows Azure. It was not the same Microsoft Azure which we are using, and it is very open and a very broader set of services. It was Windows Azure. And I got selected in that program. Nowadays, there are a lot of new things, I believe. Microsoft Student Partner, Student Ambassador. I believe that is the improvised or the revised version of that program. I'm not sure what are the nowadays benefits and what kind of things are going in that program. But in my time, it was BizSpark. So I was part of that, and there I got some credits about Windows Azure, and I see the portal again. I was blank because I was not aware what actually is virtual machine. We heard the virtual machine, VPS, or shared hosting from the common provider names like GoDaddy, or when we talked something known as HostGator that was very famous. I know I purchased a domain, and I I know about the shared hosting at that time, doing the FTP, doing the WordPress thing. But when it comes to the virtual machine, and few services were there, same with the when I opened the Windows Azure, I was literally blank that what it is going. But as the part of that program, there were a lot of training provided to us, as well as the online training is there, and college is also focusing that people will learn. So I got the opportunity to put the effort, as well as to learn, to explore, to build maybe small web servers, not any super duper thing, but small web servers. And that is where I started introducing the more about like what are the fundamental of cloud. It took time. It is not only that everything I have completed in 1 year. So by third year, I was getting well versed with to understand about the basic terminology where the virtualization plays a major role. Maybe may make a note that virtualization is the most important part here. If you know how the virtualization actually work, what are the key part there. Again, whenever the new technology came, it will change, it will solve couple of problem, but it will come with its new set of problem. That is how the whole life cycle is going on. So I was going to the what I can say, the few decades ago journey, that how the IT started, what are the meaning of a server client architecture, and why we are talking, why where is the need of virtualization, whether it's only about the computation part or what else can be virtualized. So I was literally wondered to see everything is virtualized, everything is software defined, because when we talk about cloud, we don't have anything to access physically. Even there are bare metal, something known as bare metal or type 1 virtualization things are there, services are there, but still it is not owned and managed by us. It is provided to us by a cloud provider, and it is exposed to us by a API driven way. So these kind of things came into my career while proceeding for the academics. The fundamental subjects are there, the networking, RDBMS, all such subjects we have, because as I have completed the computer science graduation, so such subjects are there. But I believe nowadays it's a very common subject. It is not that especially the computer science folks need to appear and study such subject, but it is applicable universally nowadays, be it any degree, because we are connected and everyone aware about the connectivity and the IT part. So such subjects I have encountered, but things were not clarified to me, because in the academics, again, we are always passionate and having an enthusiasm to do multiple things simultaneously. We put ourselves in a lot of things to try to understand, try to explore, try to learn as much as possible, because that is, I believe, the age and the mindset was like that, that I can be a best, I can be a super cool if I know this thing, that thing. I need to be, always be impressive. All such kind of thoughts come to me also. I was like that. I was trying to dig in each and everything. Whenever I heard, okay, cloud, I know cloud. Okay, programming, C++, I know this. Okay, Java, I know this. Okay, something else, I know this. So that such kind of things have encountered. And then with the journey of this Windows Azure, it will translate in 2013 into Microsoft Azure with a more broader and openness when something known as loves Linux came into picture. So in the same era, I was start learning, trying, experimenting because I got a credits. So try to understand the thing, and then I was trying to search more into what else who is in the competition. That is where my that Dropbox story came into picture, and I sign up for AWS. So the first time I sign up for AWS is, if I remember, it is the early of 2014, and then the end of 2014, nearby November, December, Google GCP came into picture. And then from that time, I'm trying to learn about the GCP, trying to comparison that what else is in Microsoft Azure, what is in AWS, and what is in GCP. And it create again lot of confusion in my mind because my thoughts, and I have no working experience, things were not clear to me. I was just doing all those training part and doing some what I can say, the click mechanism, because when we talk about cloud, creating a virtual machine or most of the services will take a few seconds to a few minutes. And I was thinking the same idea that wow, I know now cloud problems will be solved. So that was the same mindset I was having, and I was trying to do every day. I create a VM, I install WordPress and terminate it, and I feel so happy that I have done something, I don't know, some kind of world changing thing. So it was pretty much the feeling with me. One important key point here which I found at that time, because when we talk and what I can say, the part of academics, there are a lot of things will come into picture. That is where the different role, the development part. Yes, I am coming from that. I have completed the computer science graduation. I have gone through the couple of programming subject as well as the algorithm subject, but it never make me that, what I can say, that excited that really I need to do. I'm truly telling you that how I learned the program. I just cram the program like 2 by 2 metrics in C++ because I know, hey man, this may become in my internal, or it may be the part of my final exam. So let's cram truly, because I missed at that time. It is something like that. Only just focus on passing the academics and not understanding the concept. But in my last semester, there is a training period, 6 months. We need to do the training and internship. There, I learned a Java as well as C++, and the trainer was damn good. He clarified a lot of concepts. So that is where I still have that memory to clear and understand about where the oops will fit into picture. So that gave me a help to clear the basics of programming. But at that time I have decided, because I'm coming from 2013 to 16 period, that no, programming will not fit for me. I don't think that I will get a quick success, or because we always looking for a quick success. So I'm coming from that era, and by final year I have decided no, I will do the system admin part. I will love the black screen with the white text doing some blinking, and I need to type some commands, and some mumbo jumbo magic will happen, and voila. So that kind of idea. And after the pass out, then my hunt started, because I have not get any job in my college because of lot of things happen, my academics marks and couple of other factors there. And it was a time when cloud was very new to especially the country India. So I'm from the northern part of India. So I started traveling. Even in my colleges, I started attending events in Mumbai, Bangalore, whether previously known as Microsoft Tech Ed. Nowadays, I believe it is known as Ignite Tour. So it was known as Microsoft Tech Ed, and all those AWS started their AWS Summit. So I started attending multiple events, traveling here and there to understand the thing. But cloud was very new, because in 2015 and 16, 2015 Microsoft Azure came in India, and 2016 June 28th AWS came in India, and their region started. And after that, I believe the market started booming. So in the same period, I started hunting for a job, because with the same that yes, one is a want, one is a need. What actually I want to do? I want to do for the want. I want to do this, and what is actually my need. I need to be obviously fill myself, feed myself. So after the graduation, it is expected. So there, in that time span, I started hunting, and I appeared for many interviews but didn't get success, because in the interview I actually find I know nothing. I have learned 4 years of this cloud, all those beautiful jargons talking about something when we talk about cloud auto scaling. So, but I have no IT experience or no industry experience, that how, what other factors are required and need to be considered before a technical discussion, or the before the technical solution. Because we are coming from a technical background, so it is always over enthusiasm that yes, one a good what I can say story happened with me. It's a scenario that in an interview a guy asked me about how to optimize the web server from the Apache side. Apache is that web server, but I have not listened him clearly, and I was talking all those things about, hey man, we will do the auto scaling, and it will look like that. That is the beauty of cloud. So that guy gave me a very good feedback that yes, can you tell me, or can you tell me, Chirag, who will justify the cost? Yes, you are talking about auto scaling, because I am coming with the credits background, so I have no idea about the monetary part, that yes, each and every service and business comes with a cost. So that gave me another opportunity to think from that angle, and that is where I believe it's a big turning point for me to know, understand, and plan the things from scratch again. And while exploring, I have encountered that I have encountered many times that I forgot to terminate the service, and I got billed heavily. And at that time, I have a very less money in my pocket, and I know how I justify to my parents that, hey, please, otherwise my AWS account will be suspended. Please give me money. So those all small learning plays a major role, and which gave me the opportunity to explore more and more to make my own understanding first of all. And that's how from last almost 4 years my journey is going. Yeah.
That is great. I mean, and I think a lot of us can relate because most of us are confused about what to do and what not to. And I think it does give us a lot of perspective in terms of thinking in a certain way, and just not thinking in a certain way, but also how to go about doing things, and doing what matters to you as a person. And it does give me personally a lot of insights as well. So I think that does it for others as well. Now, going to certifications, as you mentioned before, recently the certification boom has happened. Like every other service provider, every other online course portal or something provides a certificate for your courses. So, could you tell us like a difference between a course certificate and a certificate from somebody reputed like AWS or Google Cloud or Amazon Azure?
Sure. Okay, so it's a very interesting area. I got such kind of queries on a daily basis, because I'm a big fond of certification. So I have done bunch of certification from a different provider, from a different level. So let me share a couple of things around that. Again, coming to my journey, before, just to tell, before even completing my graduation, I have around six certification, and that too from Google as well as Microsoft Azure. I'm a very early adopter of that. Then when Google come with the cloud platform, so they release a five different certification targeted the each service like Compute Engine, BigQuery, Storage, SQL. And at that time I have completed. And when Microsoft released their first Microsoft Azure certification, I have completed that. Doing a certification is a one part, being in the academics. I'm going to touch first upon the academic side, because as I mentioned, the scenario happened with me. I have learned all the jargons, all the thing, doing the click part, and things are working, right? Because certification is okay. So think about whether certification will have value or not. The coin is always a two side, right? Some people are not fond of certification, it's okay, but they are very successful, they are doing their work happily, they are getting paid very well. That's a one point. The another is some people fond of certification to see as a career growth. I am also part of that. So I will touch from that angle also. In the academics, doing a certification, especially the folks who are in first and second and third year, will not add any value. Passing a certification will not give you the title that you know everything. Keep remember this, certification are just a cup of tea. Now I can say certifications are just cup of tea. It will not make any sense if you don't know how you are going to implement and leverage. Fourth year student, you can try some basic thing to build your confidence, but don't expect doing the certification will give you a quick win and job. Please remove this idea from your mind that doing a certification will give you a job. Why I'm saying this? Because 2020 batch is just passed out, I believe, a month ago. And as I mentioned, from the last 6 months, all those things are going. And I have talked with, and a few people reach out to me and they are struggling to get the job. It is the same situation which 4 years ago it was mine, because I have a bunch of certification, but I don't know what to talk, what not to talk, what is the actually nitty gritty things need to be considered, because certification is targeted from the technical perspective, but there are many other things which need to be taken care, especially talking about the communication part, understanding the problem statement. These are the few things which need to be considered, and I also miss that. And while not getting a success, not getting my first job, I was getting offers like doing the developer, being a Node.js developer and a Python. But as I clearly made my mind, no, I am not in that rush and need that I will do anything, but I want to do specific. That is where the cloud come into picture, and I land to my job after 4 to 5 months of running here and there, talking lot of what I can say the nonsense thing. Now I can say I remember my discussions around my interview. So that is the senseless discussion I have done enough while talking about a cloud, because again, it's not, I can say it's not a bad, but it is something we have the same kind of mindset while we are in college, because the way we are got learning nowadays, things are getting much easy. The lot of resources are available, but 10 years back we need to follow again the hard books to understand the things, making assignment. Nowadays each and every resource are in just a matter of click and doing a good search available. But the things were, and especially the guidance were missing, because the cloud was new. No one on the top of me to guide me on a weekly or even a monthly basis that I have to do this, I have to do this. I was doing again the helping from social media and all those market trend going. I started learning, but not knowing anything basic, and it didn't add any value. I have a good resume. I have put the logos that I'm a Google Cloud certified. I have done this. This is my own blog, this and that. It didn't give me any value. Truly, I'm saying. So, still, I would like to say, first, second, third year guys, don't waste your time whether someone is giving it a free. Don't think. One, you need to understand from the supply chain perspective. The more people certified, the less demand, right? So you will not get a value. It's a simple thing. Only people who will get value who actually know the thing. Maybe it may happen certification, you will love to put it on your social media to get few likes. It's okay, it's your life, but I would like to say it will not add any value. But then don't start expecting that you will get an offer instantly. There are millions of people present on social media, as well as obviously in our world, that who are certified, but it doesn't mean that everyone is doing the same work. The title will not denote that you are going to do exact work. DevOps doesn't mean that the person know end to end DevOps. There are lot of things. DevOps is not about a technology. It comes with the experience. When you understand about the process and the people, as well as the organization change, then maybe a different roles will come into picture, and you will get your own domain expertise. Now coming like after joining, so then I encountered to this job, and this is my organization Cloud Kinetics. They are born in cloud partner, and it is really good. And they gave me the role of sales, because what I am looking, as I mentioned, I'm not a developer guy, and I was not good in Linux even. I was not clear about like how the whole things are working. But they found me that I am good to in the presentation part, and which I like, and it gave me an opportunity to move from a one part of a country to the another part, and start facing the customer requirement. So the first 6 months was tough for me also, to understand, being as a graduation or a computer science fresher, to understand about the technical and the business opportunity. But really, from the last 3.5 year journey, it gave me the enough opportunities to improve myself, as well as the adding value to my organization, and really meeting with different set of people, the people who are in core IT, the people who are purely in business and who talk only about the business. They are not too much of techie. So it is giving the opportunity to understand for my own also, and how I can add more and more value to my organization. So in that meanwhile, when I started this job, so my organization told me that I have to, for the compliance perspective, I have to have at least one AWS certification. So I have completed, I joined in November 2016, and in December 2016 I have completed AWS Solution Architect Associate, and it was considered at that time one of the toughest exam. So I have passed that, and again with that, my what I can say, my confidence become overconfidence. Right, I was thinking, hey man, I know, hey, AWS again, VPC, EC2, because my role is majorly on the AWS side. Even I learned the GCP and Windows Azure or Microsoft Azure, but as I started, so I have instructed that I need to focus on the AWS opportunity and the business side, as well as the techno commercial. That is why I mentioned techno commercial role. So I have done this, and then again, my mindset was like that as a fresher. Hey, I have done this, so it means I can do anything. Then I put myself to complete the AWS Pro certificate in mid of June 2017, but I brutally failed, because that exam is known as one of the toughest exam, and it was a very reputed exam. So I was with my overconfidence. I tried to do, but I failed, and then I dropped my idea to do any certification, like that I thought I was demotivated. This is not for me. I have no idea about the industry. In even last 6 months of experience, I have not learned anything. So the demotivation for my own come into picture. But again, yeah, time passed. I moved from Calcutta. I stationed in Mumbai. I stationed few months, few weeks in Chennai also. So from a different geography, understanding, talking, working at a different industry, it started giving me more and more clarity that few things are common. You need to understand the process, you need to understand from the business perspective, then technical solution will come. Then I came across the idea, and for my own thought, maybe again make a note, cloud is a add-on to your experience. Cloud, don't think now cloud is a separate thing which you need to learn. Whether you are doing the development part, the language is same, it is having the same what I can say, the API, because everything is now becoming the API driven thing nowadays. API is the first step or the crucial thing which we need to think while designing any kind of application, that how it is going to integrate. And I believe few things again, decoupling architecture or multi-tier architecture, it's a couple of years old thing, but it is becoming a mainstream while moving to the cloud. So this things are giving me the opportunity to more and more deeply understand, yes, this component is working like this is a few things, this need to work in this way. And cloud is just accelerating the thing. But networking is the same networking, storage, different kind of storage are the same, comes with the performance metrics, different level of performance metric. Computation is a different kind of computation services available. According, we need to understand what kind of workload and what actually we are trying to achieve. We need to select the computation part. So that is where few thoughts which I make now. Cloud is an add-on, and the three things, the fundamental, everyone need to clear when we talk about cloud. Be it you are a developer, be it you are a big data, be it you are ML AI guy, or be it whatever you are saying. Three things which every subject or every courses are covering nowadays. First one is networking, second is storage, and third is computation. Fourth one is as an add-on SQL. Learn the RDBMS, know how to write a SQL query. I believe this is a common subject, select star or select from this table, understanding about a joins, trigger, view. Again, you can create your own basic database. I will again come to that part also in the tips section. So such thing I have come, and then I start following and relearning the things, because in my college days I just passed the exam, but I have not focused. So then I recall my college notes, because the whole college I have, I believe, completed in a one spiral notebook of my 4 year journey. And I have a couple of books from my college. It was with me, so the academics book. So then I start learning the basics of what is IPv4, what is the subnetting part, why these kind of things required, where they are playing the major role. And then with the help of a search engine, I started getting some kind of a papers, understanding about why it is written in this way, what are the requirement, why virtualization came into picture, what is software defined x, or like everything we are talking for the cloud, it is software defined networking, to the storage, to the computation, to the whole data center becomes software defined. So I have encountered, I start putting my efforts in that, and that is helping me to talk with my customer to improve the solutioning part, to the discussion part, in a better way. Because if you, when you talk with the person who is having a 10 to 15 year of experience, who is coming from that fundamental days of .com boom to the present day, the person is having a different level of perspective about cloud. He or she will not only talk about, hey, it will make the things faster, but how reliable, how resilient, what are the cost implication, what are the security parameters need to be considered. So that is where the more broader system, and the whole half, half of 2017 and the 2018 was passed in that way. And then I thought to appear for some exam to again to prove myself then. And then I appeared for a couple of exams, and I found it is then that is why I'm saying that it became a cup of tea. Because those kind of scenarios I started following on a daily and a weekly basis. Somehow customer call, hey, my SQL is this thing is going, shall read replica work, or multi-AZ, what is the factor behind the difference between the read replica and multi-AZ. So same kind of questions I was able to imagine in the exams. And after that, yes, it's almost I can say 18 months or nearby, yeah, 18 to 20 months. So on a regular basis I started completing couple of certification to again to buy my own, because putting a target date is here important. And again, I just want to clarify, doing a certification every month is not that every month I am getting promote, or I am getting the promotion and anything. It is with the work. I got I got the chance to move from India to Singapore because of the factors of doing, not doing the certification, but to doing the work, improving and designing, or what I can say, the supporting the customer journey, as well as contributing back to the community. That is the important part. And I would like to say my colleague is also here right now in join in the call. So Jaire, hello Jaire. So Jaire is the person, the first time when I landed to Singapore last year. So he's my colleague, and he also started his cloud journey. So because of the what I can say, my organization and my company see that I am speaking as a contribution. So again, that was a personal contribution. So they gave me opportunity to do the professional contribution. So I came here to deliver a training in AWS. It was a session, and I delivered. And after that, another opportunity came into picture, and I came here. I'm working along with the team, a different geography. So it's a good, every day is a new learning, a new kind of projects are there. But saying again, focusing on the fundamentals part, it is the same fundamental which I learned in 2017 again, which I am supposed to learn in my graduation days. So doing now, talking about, let's say, any kind of a big data thing. Yes, from the theoretical perspective, some cool words are there. But when it come to, we need to know from the end to end thing, that yes, how the data is going to move, how the data is going to ingest, how the data is going to clean. Just touching upon the part of the data scientist and such kind of role, I believe such jargons are there, that 70 to 80% of time of a data scientist is spent in cleaning of data. not in the training or not in the modeling, but cleaning of data. I believe most of the people we have encountered such kind of thing, or you can search about. These are the very common steps there, as well as one of good, I can say, the meme. What is the difference between ML and AI? If it is written in Python, that is ML. If it is written in PowerPoint, that is AI. But again, guys, the fundamentals are same. You need to know, because moving to the step 5 or 6 will not make a long term success. I did this because I missed all those basic, and I just started with the step 4 and 5. That okay, talking about the cloud, I have no idea about what is the actually cryptography thing, how the migration will happen, how the networking, what is the meaning of BGP. So certification, coming to the point of certification, it will only add value if you know what actually you want to do, and how you are going to leverage, because certification comes with the specific syllabus. It is not exactly academics. Don't think it is academics. Don't think you need to follow the pattern of doing a book and then some kind of a practice question. I am totally against a big no practice question here. If you know the thing, if you can imagine, there will be surely exam will be cup of tea. If you think that some kind of a cheating material, guys, it will not add any value. Experienced people are also like that hey, is there any kind of a material there? I am truly again saying it will not add any value. It is just a matter of, I can say, the 2 to 3 questions. A person will judge you that whether you really work to achieve the certification, or you just read something and achieve the certification, because few patterns are same in this world, right? So don't try to do such kind of thing. If even something someone is giving free, know that in the free, in return, you are putting your time, and time is equal to your value. Is this a right opportunity that you will put a time to get that value, or will this really help? Or if it is just for your social media thing, that's purely your call. I can't comment. No, I don't want to too much comment on that part, because I am seeing such thing, and it is a bad thing. I believe it is not giving the value. It is demotivating more. I demotivated myself enough. Then I need to work and put myself in the situation that yes, how things can work. And I have encountered lot of failures in my career, but yes, that is where the room of improvement is always there. And you need to put ideas, thoughts, efforts, change the strategy, change the way you talk, your tone, the way you learn. Everything need to be tried and tested. Yes, it is not that you just pass the certification. And doing the certification which is not your core area also will give you the much more demotivation and negative. Let's say nowadays, talking quickly on the ML, guys, I believe in the student nowadays, it's very famous from last 2 to 3 years. Good communities are there. I'm covering the communities part also, as that those plays a major role in my career. So learning ML is one thing, but if you don't know how the underneath thing is, again, doing a following a tutorials. I also learned from following the tutorials. Following those are the proven videos and the steps, because it give you the one step learning. But if you think that following a tutorial and training maybe a few MBs or few GBs of data will make a good thing, I'm not agree in that part. If you don't know, I can tell you, like, I if you have a 1 petabyte of data, which is a mix of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. If you don't know how the cleaning will happen, what you actually need to clean, what kind of process you need to follow in a secure fashion, what is all those ideas, and you are saying directly that hey, I'm going to train my model, will not make any sense. So for that, you need to know the storage part. What kind of storage is required? Because each and every storage comes with it's a different cost as well as the performance metric. And nowadays, now we are saying we need to bring compute near to the storage, rather than we need to have a storage near to the compute, because compute is very compute. When I say take as a computational part, which consists of a vCPU and RAM. So those kind of are commodity hardware on the cloud, and it is much cheaper. You can utilize, and you can bring however computation, maybe 1,000 cores kind of a thing, or all those HPC high performance computing cluster. but know all those underneath thing, just rather than following the tutorials and saying you have some kind of certificate, and having a 50 certificate also will not add any value. You need to have only a one certificate, but you need to know how you are going to represent. That is a major part. The representation matters. It doesn't mean that you need to show that you are a 5x or 10x or 50x certified. A one certificate or even without that can add a value. Why I am doing, just to add, for the target date. I am that lazy guy, same, because yeah, same pattern. The way we all, like, at least I have grown, the lazy, the easy, especially we know all of us are engineer, or if I'm just assuming, we all know before the semester exam, the one night study will give us a good result. So but in professional, things will not work like that. We are not here for the academics or any kind of race. There is no race going. It's your own upskill and self development. So putting a target date is important, and then you need to make sure how you will plan, how you are going to learn, what are the most strengthened area of yours, what are the other areas where you need to put effort to make it strength. There is no weakness or anything, but the areas where you need to brush up your concept and skills. And again, it will boil down to the same basics which we are trying to learn and which we are trying to explore. Just cloud is an add-on. Cloud is nothing, any, what I can say, the gorilla thing. Think as cloud is the add-on. It need to add in your portfolio whatever you want to do. It will give you the enough result if you understand, if you make the things. Following tutorial, one thing, it's okay, but try to do something from your side. The strategy, not from a technical perspective, but from the overall ideology: build fast, fail fast. That is what cloud is giving. For that, you need to know the history of IT. Buying a hardware take maybe 6 to 8 weeks, but spinning up a VM may be 2 minutes, right? So the quickly you will be fail, you will be able to troubleshoot. You will find that where I am lacking, or where my application is failing, or what things I need to change. So until unless that mindset will not come, learning every day new technology will not add too much of value. Yeah, I think enough on the certification part, guys. Really make
Yeah,
sure it's not only about a social media thing. It will not give at the end, because at the end what we are looking for, a good career opportunity, right? Certification will
correct.
not give you, it will give you only one opportunity to appear for interview. And even in that interview you will not able to present and justify, just a matter of a minute, demotivation will happen. Yeah.
I, I I certainly agree with all your opinions, and like I think you've covered each and every aspect that I wanted to know, and I had queries about with regards to certificates. So like I'm happy that it happened, and also I like the fact that your approach of going towards things is not in a single path; it's multi-directional. You look at a certain thing from different perspectives, which gives a broader set of vision to what it is, and understanding it beats certifications. And as you said, it's on us to decide what kind of certificates work for us and specifically choose them not for our social media. I highly emphasize on that, but to help us improve on things that we are getting our hands into. And with that being said, I would like to hand it over to Harsh Kapada to take the next session.
Okay, I believe. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. So first thing first, don't run here and there to think that which cloud platform you need to start. Right? It's my again personal learning that I see the changes from last 8 years, from their even user experience to the service level, what I can say, the service performance and the service improvement. Take any cloud. There are multiple cloud provider. Whatever you think, you take. Again, there is a few things before the technical part. You need to consider your locality, what kind of job role, or maybe it may happen in a different geography. Different provider is having the more demand. Every cloud provider is having a demand, but It may happen that everyone have a different job strategy and the way to think, right? Someone want to stay in their hometown only, personal choice. You need to know that what is going, what kind of IT companies are there and what kind of work. Someone love to move from maybe from the one part of a country to the another, or maybe anywhere in the world. Do some research on that part. You will get the idea how the market is going. Because one thing, apart from this hard skills which we are going to talk, and I'm going to add my thoughts, doing a proper search is also one of a important technical skill. You need to have a same enthusiasm which everyone, even I showed it on Facebook while searching for someone. Okay, while doing a Google search and Bing search, I believe people lost their enthusiasm and they just asking all those basic thing which a person can find in just a matter of a 5 to 10 minute of a good proper search and search queries, rather than reaching out to someone and waiting 10 days for someone reply. This is the important part. So do an R&D. What platforms, the basics are same. It is not expected for a fresher to know every service. Even for me also, almost 4 years doing this and that and learning from almost 7 to 8 years, I am only aware about 30 to 40 services. I am not that I know all 200 services of AWS or 150 services of Azure and GCP and this. I only know only basics of tw- thir- uh, 30 max. I believe 30 to 40 is max thing which even I am aware that how these are working, how these are connected, what are the role, what are the problem they are trying to solve. So pick any one cloud platform. Start from the basics. Let's start with the networking. So you need to know, you need to utilize the same networking. Buying a hardware in, especially setting up your own lab is tough. That is where the cloud is giving you the opportunity to know how the routing work, how the packet flow work, how all those basic things are connecting with each other. I believe we have learned everything about the OSI model in our academics, the layer 7, the application to the presentation to the data and physical. Physical data is not there, but from the transport and the network layer, it is there coming to the advanced. But let's talk from the layer 7. We are not cleared in our academics at how actually layer 7 is working and what is the huge difference between the layer 7 and layer 4, right? So cloud can give you the opportunity again free of cost to explore, to understand. That is where you need to put the effort. I'm not going to talk specific what resource you need to follow. That's a homework for you. Tomorrow is holiday and you can spend maybe a hour or two to search about that. But don't think that you just need to find a tutorial, but to understand what is the difference between layer 7 versus layer 4. Read that. Somehow you will encounter whatever you have found. You can correlate with your academics. That is the important part. You need to know what is the private networking. Previously we know the subnetting, subnet masking, but nowadays it's classless inter-domain routing, CIDR we call it as. So there are few things which are reserved for the private networking, few are, most are a public routable networking, and few are some other purposes. One thing I believe the local host 127.0.0.1. So you need to know like where such kind of things will fit. That is a part of networking. You need to read, you need to learn, you need to play. Having a basic Linux server, or if you love the Windows server, again, all the major providers are having such free tiered services. Don't shy that you don't need to, until unless you will not. You need to put your own effort and your own account creation process is also a learning. It is not that expect that someone give you some free labs. Things will never work if you will never break your comfort zone. If you think that someone will give you some senior or some kind of a community provider will not make a good learning curve, it's your thing. Because then you will be responsible, then you will make sure that your bill will not come, and according to that your mind will start working, right? The more lavishness we are getting, the more lazy we are becoming. So don't put yourself in that. I have done this and I have done the other part. I got around $56 of bill, and it was a scary night for me. I was not able to talk with my parents. I was thinking they are going to, I don't know, kick out from the house because of $56. So it happened. but the maths are there. Now coming to the little bit of billing, for that no specific integration, derivation, all those things required. The basic mathematics is required for the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And I believe everyone covered that. For that no specific degree required. First of all, if you are not good in maths, then watch some math tutorial. Good YouTube math tutorials are there. So that is where you need to think, because everything is API driven. The costing part is clear. Again, it took me time to understand. I don't want to give everything right away. I want that you guys put effort to utilize those, because I believe one common thing across country while doing the BTech, hey, this is a bad, this is a nonsense subject. I know this will never come in my professional practical way. I believe this kind of jargon or statement we all have used, even in a first year or even in a final year. But few basic things are always coming to somehow in a different way, right? Maybe the people who are into the ML and doing all the statistics, for them integration, derivation, all those complex mathematics will help. But the people who are into the different role, like I'm a pre-sales, my role is to understand from the business front as well as the technical front, that what is the requirement, what can be the pain point, so that I can feed my team, the senior team, to so that they can design the solution approach. And then along with the other colleagues of mine, we need to present it to the customer, doing the commercial part, doing the timeline part with the proper communication. All such things will play. So one is networking. You need to know the academics are having there. If not, search about. Again, you need to be a good searcher. The way you are searching on Insta and all the social media, you need to be good in searching. That is the important part. For that also, you need to run your mind that what kind of a search query you need to type. Again, if you say in the single shot, if you get everything, sorry to say, it will tough. Not everything is just a single command. You need to put a different probability. That is where maybe probability, your mathematical concept come into picture. So doing a networking will give you the idea, because networking is a base. Because when we do the first time, that is where the cloud is giving the opportunity by default thing, because they also don't want the first time the more complex thing, people will demotivate and stop using. But more production way and the practical way, you need to know the custom things. Everything software defined, you are not getting charged for such kind of VPC, be it any cloud provider, but the fundamentals will be same of CIDR. So try to build. Next, come to the compute part and storage part by clubbing, because you need to understand the difference between the technical term of sequential IO and random IO, or IO means input output. So understand where those kind of things, because storage and the data is not the same. The database is not working in the same way the video is getting processed or the images are getting processed. So understand those kind of thing. I believe computer graphics or such kind of subjects are there. All those pixel, RGB, such kind of things we have encountered in our academics. So no, try to utilize doing the storage part. Not every storage is for the whole idea of cloud is the distributing thing, to making it a purpose specific service. So that whatever, let's say you have a menu of 10 items, you want to do something, so pick all those 3 4 items which are required and build your solution, rather than making a complexity with the all 10 items. So the same way the cloud is giving a 200 services, pick maybe 10, 12, maybe in a two services, or maybe not a two, at least I believe 4 to 5 is required. Like again, the network compute storage as well as the SQL part for dynamic application. So make it in that way. You will get a clarity. So the computation and storage, you need to know what kind of things are more compute intensive, in which case you need to use what kind of what I can say, the virtual machine sizing. There are 200 type of VMs. Not everything for applicable for every use case. That is where your part of different use case and then exploration come into picture, that for this kind of use case whether this will make sense or not. I am a fond of all those big machines. I have spin up around 4 TB RAM, 12 TB RAM. Can you expect that having a 12 TB RAM in our house is possible? But in cloud it's possible. So I have tried, but it is for a purpose specific, because it comes with a cost. So Know the purpose. Not everything you will learn in your learning phase. Few things only will learn depend upon which job role and organization you are going to do, going to join. So depend each and everything. Don't try to rush to learn everything, but know the basics. That yes, this is for this kind of purpose is there, because the way the processor and chips are coming, it is tough to catch each and everything. But know the basics. Yes, that yeah, this is for this purpose. This can be fit, and this will give me maybe the performance boost, but reducing my cost. So that can be helpful for me and my customer or my business or my product. So know from that perspective, and then know the sequel, because again there is a methodology or a way of moving. Just make a note of 6 hours of cloud migration. That is the important part. That is a missing, as well as no one talk about that, but that is a important. Some talk about a 7 hours. Make a note, 6 hours. Search about that. That when we talk about a cloud, not everything become a cloud native, or the new words like Kubernetes and all those containerized. Lift and shift is still most quickly, but not getting a too much of cloud benefits. That can be a someone, again it's a from a business perspective, because coming to the human perspective, we people come first. Don't think that technology come first. People come first. Learning a technology, before that you need to understand the problem statement. Before that you need to understand what kind of people you are talking about, that problem statement, and whether it's a IT guys, whether it's a business guys. So different perspective will come with the experience, but have that idea that yes, this person can give me this much information, the other person, the information I need to grab it from in a different way, or in a maybe more technical or more business. That depend upon the situation. So know from that angle, then lift and shift, then going to the insights, or we call it as a analytics phase. Because when we have a data, because cloud is giving the opportunity, everything become a centralized or available on a single place. You can bring different services to make your work easy. And then coming to the this predictive, prescriptive and cognitive way, which is the newer. But again, not every platform or not every business even ready and require that. That is another, what I can say, the harsh truth. It is, yes, we are talking, these are the newer thing which is making the things more agile, but it is coming with the cost. It is coming with the different set of skill set. And due to pandemic, everyone get hit. Most of the such kind of initiative are on hold, but the basic need to run the business. So that is where there the huge demand again coming in the same area. Try to understand, try to know. We can't predict what is going to happen in the 2 years. We are still following whatever all those surveys are saying, how the industry is going to take a shape, or what kind of a turn will be there. But if your fundamentals will be strong, you will be able to place from step one, lift and shift, and maybe step five, if you really know the fundamental. If you think from coming from a step five to the step one, your learning curve will be maybe in a different shape, and you will feel more demotivated. I can talk about that. Like, I got that a guy who is damn good in that step 5 ml. That guy just sent me a message, I think I need to rework and make my stronger algo skills, because that person is not able to land the job whatever he is desired. So I told him, yes, that is what 3 years ago, maybe if you start before talking about the ML and AI thing, it's good. It's really good that you know this thing, but you need to know what actually industry also looking, right? Putting in resume 50 technology also not make sense. You will say that you know XML also, you know REST API also, you know HTML also, CSS, and 10 different framework of JS also, then you know Windows also, Linux also. It will not make anywhere sense. You need to put one core area. You need to run the show. Keep remember, interviews also, I believe this is a very common question when HR or someone asks us any question for me. But we are so pumped and happy that hey, my interview went well. We will simply say no, 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 I am okay. Let's wrap up the interview. That is the opportunity. You need to know that what you will see from that organization. Getting a first job, I believe, is the most important part of your career, to leverage your basic skills. Don't think that just to run that other is doing, you need to do the same way. Everyone's, it's your own personal journey. You need to feed yourself, you need to run your show. So think from that, when you got the opportunity, you need to utilize in a way. I believe nowadays people are much smarter due to the internet era. Please leverage in a proper way. Don't think that someone say and you are happy and hey, I got this, I need to put it on Twitter or something. It will not make sense. Utilize, and then take the advantage of the opportunity. Maybe the discussion may happen for the 50 minutes. I have done also such kind of thing. I will never ask. I was thinking, because at that time I was thinking I need to get a job as quickly as possible. But then I realized, why, when they are asking, I need to ask what's for me. I am a fresher. It doesn't mean that I'm just a no one. I can do, because I don't. I what I can say. I prepare myself. I self motivate myself. But it doesn't mean that someone say, hey, today for 3 months you will do this. After 3 months we will put you in something different technology or something different. You have the full right and opportunity, and leverage that. This is the most important part. For that, just a one quiz. Can anyone would like to write what is the fifth important hard skill required nowadays? Anyone put it in a comment. Four is networking, storage, compute, and SQL. Fifth one, please write. Anyone can comment and unmute and talk also. No concerns. Yes. What is the fifth important skill? No one want to respond right now? Wow. Okay. But okay, communication come to the softer part. I mentioned, okay, my question is, what is the fifth most required hard skill? Hard skill from the technology perspective. Communication comes to the soft skill part, like when we say the communication skills and all these. Think maybe let's wait for a few seconds. Again, this is my opinion. It may be depend your. I will share as my opinion, because that is what I am learning nowadays. I don't think so, because that is a pure two role based thing. DevOps, not as a fresher, it is not expected, end to end DevOps. Think maybe. And for that, my friend Jare is helping me. Okay, so again, this is as per my learning. Be it any role, you need to know about Microsoft Office. You need to know about Excel presentation. As I mentioned, right? What is the difference between AI and ML? Yeah, really, I miss that. The same way I was learning the super awesome technology. You need to know about the basics of that, how the word processor and presentation as well as Excel working. It will help you, because when we talk about the communication, it comes to the softer skill. Right now I have a presentation, but I am not presenting it. I forgot maybe. So present, but when the people you are presenting, even let's say your manager level and senior in your organization, whatever the new initiative or project, you need to take the help from such kind of services. So think that idea also. Don't miss that. Don't think that you will copy someone presentation. Make it something own. I have really, I have a very, can say, the very basic or a bad level of imagination and skill, and I am having a hard time to learn in that area. That is where I just shift my focus to know about how we can do the more collaboration, the more productivity, as we are talking about a cloud. But if you think that it is still following the the sending the attachment, waiting 10 hours for the attachment, why not doing the online collaboration and doing the comment part, that hey, someone is assigned a comment and a work there. So is a different thing, whether a word, be it any again suite, whether Microsoft Office or a G Suite is giving, or the Google is giving all those docs. And but important, know about that. I have a time. I am also doing. Maybe it will take couple of months for me, because Everyone has, as I mentioned, on the strengthened area as well as the other area which need to be strength. So my designing part and the imagination from that perspective is in a different way than talking about the networking and the cloud security, because that is what I'm doing, and I believe I'm much more confident while doing. But while building the presentation, I need to think more and more thing whether this need to be there, what will be the what it will deliver. So keep remember, if you have time, don't think to again learning the step 5 or step 6, but add this Microsoft Office in your portfolio. Again, you don't need to put in your resume that you know Excel, Access, this and that. It is somehow the helping support or helping tech skill, be it any role, be it developer. Maybe it may happen you are a developer, you are building some product, but in the call which is with customer, you need to present. So you need to have that communication, obviously important, that everyone need to build. And the presentation part or maybe the Excel part can come into picture. While we are talking about a cloud, most of the things people ask for the CSV, the pricing structure, right? Some people don't like to sending the calculator link, they, because the people, it may happen we are dealing with, they are a very old school guy, maybe 2 to 3 decades in industry. They are very much more, we can't think that how much they are efficient in Excel. Maybe I think it will take some time for me to learn all those shortcuts, but they do maybe in just a matter of few. Hey, this is the formula, this thing is not matching. Chirag, please rework on the pricing part, tell us how much it cost and what is the assumption and this and that. So keep remember to follow important thing, and it will make your life much easy. Again, put it on the basic stack. No, don't think you need to be expert in everything. It will, because everyone has a limited time and other things and other commitments in their life and day-to-day life. But the way you will start learning, it will give you the opportunity. You will start feeling bored also. I totally agree. I'm a human being feeling bored, but you need to pump yourself. No one will give you the idea, or no one will give you the end thing that how to do or what to do, that you need to design. What to do you will find, but how to do you need to find. And the most another next step I would like to say, for a single thing, don't try to follow multiple resources. I mean to say that simple. Let's say take an example of a PowerPoint, learning a PowerPoint. Do your R&D first step, that is where your searching technical skill is important, which is most of the time missing because of our enthusiasm is not that level. Search one good resource, whether paid, free, whatever, everyone's own choice, no comments on that. And then try to learn, and then try to search from the documentation, because the product documentation is always most up to date rather than any video courses. But if you think that you learn this one course which is 4 years ago recorded, and one course, the same title course is recorded 2020, you will get more confusion. So don't try to put, and it will take a double or triple time. But if one time you put in that course, whatever you find, and rest from your own thing, it will make a different, I believe, the learning. I have done the same kind of thing by watching the one thing from a twice or thrice places back in 2016, 17. And nowadays I just checking it once. Lot of missing part for me also. Then I go through the documentation, try to read, try to understand, try to experiment, and then now coming to the part of communities. Ask for help. But before asking a help, do your homework. Don't say that you will say, hey sir, what is the opportunity of DevOps? No one is bothered to answer that, because a million times this question got answered. So this will show your own enthusiasm also. You need to put the effort, you need to ask. That is where use internet properly. Power comes with the responsibility. Take your responsibility. Internet is not about OTT platform streaming and watching some binge watch and all those things. That can be part of entertainment, it's okay. But when it comes to the work, maybe put at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes learning can give you much more clarity rather than dropping a message, a long message, that this and that, and add that one question: what is the difference between DevOps and SRE? So no one will bother. Everyone has their own different commitments. That is where the differentiation or remarkable things start happening. If you think that you will drop this question to the 10 different people who are connected on LinkedIn and you are expecting you will get your golden reply, I don't feel it will make sense. Be precise, do your homework. Then, if you talk, it will give you the confidence to talk, and the other will feel confident to reply. Yeah, this person is putting an effort, and the conversation will go to the next level rather than otherwise. If you say, I can also copy from Wikipedia and drop and full stop, I will never reply. It may happen. It's again depend upon a person to person nature, but it may happen. Then what you will feel, then you will feel, hey, this person is demotivating me. First you need to motivate yourself to put the effort and making the things precisely. Then you will see the result. I'm also asking for a help. It doesn't mean that after this career I know everything after moving here and there talking. Every day is a new thing. Every day I need to open the documentation to talk with my team to understand, hey man, that how this will work, hey ma'am, how this will work, please tell. Project management is a different than the solution architect, is a different than the sales, is a different than pre-sales, and all those things are the dots which we need to connect to make a team. So you need to figure out what team you want. Title will not make in a fresher days, it will not make a sense. If you say just a cool title and you know everything, will surely not give you that much of faster learning or the more exploration, because then you will start bounding yourself in that comfort area. Put yourself in that zone that yes, you need to explore, that you have a eager to learn, and then that is where the communities come into picture. Communities is not that but just going and attending and asking the same question which you asked today here, tomorrow the same question to some other third. It will not make any sense, guys. It's something you need to do your homework first. For me also, communities also, I was very shy, hesitate to talk, but yes, then I got the opportunity, a push from, I can say, the mentors. They said, no, no, you need to speak. And when I took a mic for the first time, I know I was totally shivering. I was in the, fainted, that hey, how I will the 40 those 40 minutes are a bit struggling for me. But yes, that was, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is slowly, slowly. It took me almost 2 years. I believe it is in October 2018 in Mumbai only. So Mumbai depth of 2018. That was my first talk. Before, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, before that, I believe I deliver talk in AWS Mumbai in June. So yes, but a Deaf Fest was because with a huge audience. So I was totally fainted, shivering. Oh man, it was tough time. But I analyzed, got a lot of feedback. I need to not to do this and that. So then slowly it took time, and then I become a part of regular communities. Every Saturday it was something, whether being as an organizer or somehow as a speaker or as a volunteer, I was attending each and every. So the same thing I am following also here when I moved to Singapore. Here also I have talked in AWS Singapore, Alibaba Singapore community. So it's all about like the basic. I am talking from the core areas only. I'm not moving to the too newer technology. There are people who are best in that. I'm also attend as a listener mode, listen, learn from each other, ask for help. It can be a basic question, but for that you need to first do the research, and maybe you can put as a in a problem statement that this is what I have put a effort, this is my understanding, can you help me to clarify. That is where the whole purpose of communities to try to leverage in a proper way. Don't think that someone came here to speak and you need to listen and say bye bye. You need to put the effort from your own, and maybe then come and then you speak. The way, like you can see, you guys, I believe in third year, right? So you took this initiative. It's really appreciated. Otherwise in third year I was thinking only, hey, I need to pass this exam, I need to pass this exam. No extra activity or something. So the time was that, but now time has changed. Everyone is coming with the different ideas. So it's really appreciate. You need to come and okay, okay. Right. Okay. All right. Okay, before that, Darshan, I just want maybe my last thought. Build something for yourself. Following the tutorial will not, we all have a good social media presence, but make your own portfolio. That is the one I believe I have forgot to add. Buying a domain is not an expensive thing. It may be a one meal cost, which we are spending multiple time in a week. So not maybe everyone is there, but buying it directly, it's a different experience. Then you will know the DNS part. It will give you build your own portfolio, maybe a WordPress. I'm not a coder guy. I don't know about anything. I don't want to write a code. If you think that you can write in JS or any kind of a framework, write it, make it in a maybe a serverless way if you understand how serverless work. Otherwise a basic portfolio, because it will give you end to end your own control own thing, from you can say installing the SSL, how the negotiation is negotiation is happening, the SSL cryptography thing, whether this will make your website slow or fast, or what is this, something known as load balancer come into picture, SSL offloading the internal connection, and then your own logs, because that will be the unstructured data. Then do the cleaning, maybe put it in the elasticsearch stack or whatever, then try to do your ML prediction, or maybe if you get some idea, feel free to share also, or maybe reach out to me later or Harsh, and maybe we can have some hobby project. Who knows, the opportunity can, yeah, the opportunity can be created like this, but until unless you think you will not have.
I will be interested too.
Yes. So if you will not have, you need to spend something. And this is not a huge investment. I think we have a tens of thousands. We are spending maybe thousand or tens of thousand to getting a new mobile phone to play PUBG or a good games every day. But spending maybe few $100 for a year, it's immense learning, guys. I have a tutorial how to make your own personal email box also. So that is where my turning point of my career. I have the email box chirag at the rate chiragnayyar.com. I don't want to be a cool hunk dude at the rate something or something, but make it your own professional and then show. And then that was a part of my interview, the whole technical round. I have not like the, it was not around that what I know about cloud. It was mostly about what I know about DNS. And then yes, I was able to talk because I have played about the multiple records, the root server, what is how it is getting things, how actually. So it will give you the opportunity. Don't think you need to learn multiple things. One thing, learn end to end, which cover the basics. That is where your own portfolio can help. It will cover your storage part, networking part, computation part, how all the security and DNS, because cloud is what is said na, cloud is something someone else computer exposed to by internet. So if DNS is the most important thing. If DNS is poor, whatever the bigger memory hog or whatever the big server or giant infrastructure you have put, things will not work. Yeah, with that, I think that's the idea. Build your own. I that is why I started. I have around still 10 to 12 domains with me whenever find. So that is why I created the blog DC on Cloud, which means data set on cloud.com. Sure. Okay.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Hi, Darshan.
So I'm really excited now. I've made a few questions, and to be honest, I'm trying to do a YouTube live stream. So I need to know how we can be a good speaker and take the interest of the audience.
Oh, tough question for me also. I'm also new. So it's all about like be yourself, whatever the thoughts you want to present. See, there is a no disrespect of any technology. There are many things or maybe endless things, we can't cover everything. What is your area, your core strength, you want to do, you do. There are many frameworks going which I even never heard, somehow I encountered from like again with this community. Clearly I with the, I can say really I have really sir no idea. Maybe you can be my mentor to teach me. Be open for the learning way always. It's not that a person, if you are going to present, you know everything. I never put that approach. Even if I am coming here, maybe you guys know many more things which I never know. I am talking from my experience, because whatever the job I want to do and I get, and I am proceeding in that, and I'm happily doing that work on a day-to-day basis. But there are many other areas which I never touch, or I don't know, maybe my organization will give me that opportunity, or whether my organization will work towards those areas or not. So simply giving you example of something known as OpenStack. If you heard it, it is built for the private cloud. But we as an organization, we are purely the public provider, a public cloud consulting provider. So I'm not getting the too much opportunity to work on OpenStack, but I need to know about bit. So that is where I'm putting. But if you say that I'm expert in that area, sorry, I'm very beginner level. I know the very few things. So if you want to be a speaker, be yourself. First of all, set your right thought process, what you want, right? Give the message. If you really don't know, it's okay, nothing bad in that. You can left it that part. You don't want to speak, like, not just to showcase that you want to speak for the title perspective, but you have no deep idea about that area. Do not try to do such thing. Gradually it will come, right? But if you say just for the quick traction, I don't think it will make sense, right? So yeah, it's everyone. Again, not, you don't need to be a super duper English commuter and all those things. I also learn speaking English in a hard way. I'm coming from a native background. So slowly it will happen, and it will become your habit. And another important thing is, you need to be, or everyone need to be here, be a good listener. Listening is the most important part. Where another thought and meme is there, right? We are not listen to understand, we are listen to reply. Something kind of, those kind of memes are there, that we can respond that we are superior or something. Don't try to do. Listen. And yeah, someone have different thought, it's okay. We are not here to do a debate. It's good. You need to listen, you need to take a feedback, maybe then do R&D, then respond that, sir, as you share this, I try to put my efforts. This is what I found. I believe whether both are agreeable in some point, or how it will going to negotiate, depends.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice answer for that. And I have another question is like from the basic when I'm doing stuff like it's I'm going to it's I'm learning for the web development and other stuff. So is it worth it to go for learning AWS at the start only like when I'm learning basic things?
Okay, so when you learn about the web development, yes, because web development learning, okay, for the development perspective, it's a small scale. But think, having a million is users is just now a cup of tea, right? Applications are having multi billions of users, or multi hundreds of millions of users. So if you think from that perspective, that from the day one, that is also key important component, and then you start exploring, it will give your journey together. Rather than the later stage, you will think now you need to learn the cloud, and then you need to re-architect your application in that way. Otherwise it will not able to serve a good user experience, or whatever the business objective of your application. So think AWS is, or whatever the cloud is, as a part of that journey. All those from a programming language, whether the Node.js is something which is de facto, right? The SDKs are available, all the JavaScript or whatever the framework you are talking, the SDKs are available, or otherwise REST APIs are there. So you need to know what are the basic things. The simple example is slash upload folder is very common example. Like, you can host everything right now in a single place, but when it comes to now the scale with a purpose specific thing, we talk something very famous service in this world known as S3, AWS S3. Just move that upload folder, because that is for that object storage service, for doing the that part, right? Because maybe hard disks or SSDs are not perfect for doing the this sequential IO, but object storage is something. So moving that, you need to integrate the API part and all those integration. That can be part, that is where you can start breaking the things and introducing purpose specific services. So in later stage, you don't need to. That is where I just mentioned about the 6 R of cloud migration, or simply cloud adoption. Just search about that. There is something, no, refactor, rehost, replatform. So you will get the idea.
Thank you for your answers.
Thanks. Hello, is it? Okay, so then you need to know. You're saying me or what? I didn't get. Okay, okay. So all right. Okay, so the question is that what are the aspect need to learn from the networking side before starting the cloud? So cloud is all about networking first of all. So networking, you need to know what is the basics of IPv4. When we talk about the IPv4, that all yeah, what I can say, the what a 4 octet and all these things come into picture. You need to know from that how this from 0 to 255 things are going. All those number games are simply binary. 2 raised to 2 is to 5, 2 is to 6. So you need to know from that like what are all those basic things. Then you need to know what is the private part, private network, as well as the public network, and then how to do subnet. Just this basic thing, this is just the core idea, core area. You need to know that how the private connect with the public to make something communicable. From like if you want some kind of a instance, you need to access it without VPN. So VPN and IPsec tunnel, these kind of things will be the next phase. But don't try that you need to learn VPN on the first step. Try to know basic this binary thing. Binary number, you need to know like what is the meaning of 2 raised to 32, which is 4.2 billion. And that is where something known as IPv6 came into picture. Why it is required? Because every problem some solution came. First start with the IPv4. IPv6 is still in the adoption phase. Every cloud is giving the IPv6 connectivity part, but it is not the mainstream. IPv4 is still the mainstream. Know from that angle, know the basic, know what are the if and buts, and then you will get your idea, and then you can do the practice on by starting or signing up for any cloud platform to create the VPC and custom VPC. Because simple, giving you example, you just try with a shorter CIDR, let's say 10.0.0.0/24, which will give you the approximately 251 IPs, because 5 IPs are reserved. Most of the cloud provider 4 to 5 IPs are reserved. So now you need to break that 251 block into the smaller to make it public private. That is where your again basic mathematics will come. No integration derivation. If you say said it with the broader way /16, which will give you 65,000, you can do it in an easy way. But when you do it in the /24 way, you need to create, let's say, even 4 subnet. You will get a different level of learning, and the things are much clear. Even this come across to me also very late. It is not that from day one. I am just giving a, you can say, the pro tip here. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. Okay, okay. So ML is a supplement. Sorry, cloud is a supplement for ML and all those technology. But what if a person is purely on cloud? So for that, you need to know from the again the core area. So then, let's say you are in cloud. Maybe your development team will ask, "Hey, I need a 10 VM to host my notebooks as well as for the training purpose." So if you are pure in a cloud, you need to choose a role whether you want to be the cloud engineer from the operation perspective, from the architect, which become with the experience. Don't think getting a day one first day a title of cloud solution architect will make everything solution architect. But you need to know again the basic to deliver the solution. It may happen again the organization don't want to use the pre-made or pre-built service, and that is most in the case they want the custom thing. That is where the infra came into picture, or the platform as a service came into picture, or something known as auto ML. But don't think that auto ML is solving everything. You need to again know the infra part. Now let me tell you, you have a model, you have a training data set of, let's say, 10 terabyte, right? And then you need to know how you are going to train, you are going to host it where, what kind of computation you really required for that perspective, whether the GPU, whether FPGAs, whether something known as ASIC, like application specific integrated circuit. If you really don't know about the infrastructure, surely maybe training it on CPU may take weeks, and whether the cost will justifiable or not, business call. So not I don't know. God knows, or the organization knows, and the person knows. I'm no one to say. So from that area, if you know cloud, that will step by step. I'm also learning in that. I'm very new in this area. I'm started exploring from last couple of months. That yes, because I'm able to grab the same concept here, data warehousing. I have done at this part couple of projects. Now what else? I have a pure source of data, clean data, which is giving me my business insight. Now time to add the predictive part. So slowly, yeah. I believe there is a one question here in chat also. Okay, so Aman is asking, do company offer cloud or DevOps role for fresher? Simple answer, please do the good search. Very common. Simple. Okay, joke is apart. You need to know what. Yeah, I joined as a fresher as a cloud role. I believe I am the good example like you can take. So I started my career because I made my mind that I will do work in cloud or not, whatever the time. And it took me couple of months to find. It is not that, as I say, it's not the full cooked thing, and no spoon feeding. Stop spoon feeding that someone say, it will make you lazy, move out from your comfort zone. And then yes, offering is, but it is not expected everything. Even DevOps is not about the technology. If you think Jenkins from the CI perspective to the CD perspective, from container security perspective, you will maybe get maybe a 1% kind of a opportunity there. I mean to say, you will get only the one type of role that you wish just do the maybe pipeline connectivity. You are not going to write a script, you are not going to monitor, or maybe it may happen you only monitor the thing. So it's a very big field. You need to know again your geography, your which kind of organization, what is the scale of organization, what is the organization vision, please clarify, and what is your team project and skill set they have. Don't think getting a title will make sense. Please avoid. We are in 2020 now. It will not. Even this thing, people are obviously, the demand is there. Skill you need to have. If you present in the right way, then everything. Okay, so another here quick question. Do Indian tech giant TCS Infosys cloud efficiently as product and services? I believe you need to do a research, go to their vision, go to their partnership. You will get your answer. Everyone is doing in a one or a different way. You need to know what actually you want to do and what kind of projects they are serving. All those big names are there, be it a big name or a small name. Everyone is like, cloud is a new norm. I believe all those our Indian big firm MNCs having a deep collaboration with all the major cloud provider. That is the pure part of doing R&D, rather than, I'm not from any of these company and I have no idea, I have not researched, but I read the news. So I believe that, Avinash, you do and share with us, then it will be helpful for all of us. Maybe you can drop a message to Harsh, and Harsh can shoot a mail about your R&D, right? Okay. Mhm. Sure. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Thank you everyone.
Yeah, so since we are towards the end of the session, I would personally would like to thank Chirag sir for giving us this opportunity, and especially at this time, it's a Saturday and it's Ganesh Chaturthi here, so like I'm really glad that this session happened, and I thank you so much for giving us your time, and I appreciate you being here and sharing your knowledge, your entire journey, because I didn't think this session was going to solely be on your journey, but as it all went on, it was directly related to your journey and how you learned and how you grew. And I think that is something that I'm personally taking away from it. And it will certainly help me and others as well to, grow and learn from your experiences, and which is the intention of this session. And secondly, I would like to thank each and everyone to be here and
Thank you.
spend this
Really,
2 hours
really,
with us.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just great. I mean, I love the entire session and everything that I'm personally taking away. So I hope it is the same with others as well. And with that being said, I conclude this session and thank you again for everything.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing. Hope near future we all will meet and we will learn and see how each and everyone is growing and putting the effort, and any kind of a cool projects are coming. So feel free to again connect with me, reach out to me. I will try my best. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you again. Thank you for this initiative, and I
thank you,
what I
sir.
can say keep growing and keep bringing sharing all this knowledge, because as I mentioned, communities always play a major role. Take this guys as a seriously, and really you will learn, and things will be much you know in a bigger way will happen.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
You too, sir. Bye. Guys, we'll be sharing all the handles, all the information that Sir has provided us to y'all in a WhatsApp message, and it'll also be there in the YouTube description of the video that is uploaded on the Unfolders channel. So you can refer to that if you need it, and it'll be sent today itself. So don't worry. Yeah, yeah. Just stay here for a few minutes then. Yeah. Okay. One second. One second. Hold on. Give me a minute, Aman. I'll just send it on the group. I
Really,
mean, I'll
thanks a
send on
lot,
the
guys.
chat.
I just saw that Sir's post the last minute and I just joined. Really, really, thank you so much.
And we're glad that you're here.